everybody, I'm AJ the Hitman, and today we're gonna do some Pilates session for beginners. And I have with me here Michael. He's a Pilates professional instructor, and he's gonna show you the exercise. I'm gonna do the exercise, and he's gonna tell you about the exercise.
So essentially what we're going to do today is just a beginner's Pilates routine. It's just going to be 10 exercises, what you would normally come across if you're going to do Pilates with an instructor, or it's just a great way for you to start on your own. These foundation exercises will build your overall foundation of Pilates and will help you go intermediate and advanced in the future. So what we're going to do, standard in a class, it would be about 90 seconds per exercise, but we're only going to do a few reps while I basically explain the benefits and why you're doing these exercises. We don't want to kill AJ all day here, okay? So let's go for it. So the first exercise, this is a walkout plank. So we're just going to warm ourselves up. So you're walking down to touch your toes like AJ just did there, into a plank, coming right back to touch your toes again, and all the way up for a breath in through the nose and back down. The whole point here is to stretch the hamstrings as you're coming down to touch the floor. If you need to bend your knees in order to touch the floor, that's fine. Just try and get to the floor anyway. Once we come down for the plank, make sure your abs are sucked in nice and tight and that you're holding a nice 180-degree plank. Okay, typically you would do this for about 90 seconds just to warm up. So now we're going to do a hover push-up or a slow push-up. Okay, so AJ is just going to get into position here for the second exercise. So here we're in a position for the slow push-up. So what we're going to do is standard push-up position, okay, on all fours. AJ is going to go down, count about 3 seconds, all the way down, deep breath in, exhale, count 3 seconds back up. Engage the core, squeeze the chest, and back down for 3 seconds, okay? It's very tough, so if you do want to take a bit more of a beginner approach, AJ will show you here. He'll drop to his knees, and you just want to lower your chest down to the ground for 3 seconds and then back up. Right here, we're just firing up the chest. Make sure you're keeping your shoulder blades pinned together, and again, you just want to keep the core in nice and tight. All right. Our next exercise, the dead bug. Okay, so the next exercise here is the dead bug. So AJ is lying in a supine position here, and as you can see, he's going right arm, left leg, coming back up, and he's going to change the direction here, vice versa. The goal is to keep the abs engaged at all times. We want to stretch our limbs from one end of the room to the other with a deep exhale and a deep inhale all the way back to the top, okay? The main goal is to just keep that ab right sucked into the middle, okay, that midsection, and don't let it go. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is a single leg stretch. So you're going to hold one knee. So quite similar, except we're going to focus unilaterally on one leg at a time. So AJ is going to pull his knee right into his chest to get a nice glute stretch, and at the other side he's going to point the toe, squeeze the quad, and he's going to get a hip flexor stretch here. His shoulders are off the mat, and now he's going to do some reps. So you're going to inhale, exhale, pull right into the center there, pulling right into the chest, inhale, exhale, just like that. If you want to take a little bit more of a beginner approach, you can drop your shoulders onto the mat and continue to do so. It just takes a bit of the upper rectus abdominis out of the move. Okay, our next exercise here is a single leg glute bridge. What we want to do here is point one toe up to the ceiling and make sure the toe is pointed at all times. Use the other foot to dig the heel right into the ground. Squeeze the glute as you push up. Keep the abs engaged at all times, and a big exhale as you reach up. And really just imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling, or in this case the sky, with your toe, okay? And change sides, okay? So that'll be 90 seconds each side, or whatever way you're structuring your workout. This is a good exercise to strengthen the glutes, strengthen the core and the obliques, because we're losing some balance here by only using one leg, and we're also getting a nice bit of hamstring tension as well. Okay, now we are in the saw position. Okay, AJ, are you comfortable? He looks comfortable. Okay, so the saw has many purposes, okay? We're going to stretch the groin, we're going to stretch the hamstrings, and we're going to strengthen the abs, especially the obliques. So AJ is going to start here, and he's going to stretch for the opposite toe with the hands, Okay, breathing in at the middle and stretching for the opposite toe. So left arm, right leg, and vice versa. He's going to keep his back completely straight. Okay, 180 degree with the arms at all times. If your back starts to give in a little bit, if you do suffer from a little bit of back pain or your hamstrings aren't that flexible, you can do a slightly more beginner version where you bend your knees and still reach for the toes. Okay, that's the saw. So this is a standard move. You will see it outside of Pilates as well, but it's very good for stabilizing the core and working the lower abs. We're also keeping a point in the toes and the knees locked so that we can actually get a good contraction of the quads. What we want to do here is keep the chin tucked as well and just breathe steadily. If it's the 90 seconds, I just want you to keep going with this as steady as you can. Do not rock all over the place. That it defeats the purpose of Pilates. We want to keep our core as steady and as firm as possible. This exercise is called rocking, okay? It's a little bit more fun. It's the more fun exercise of the routine here. What we're going to see here is AJ rocking right up onto his shoulders and trying to rock up onto his sit bones without touching the ground. What we're doing here is trying to round the spine a little bit, to decompress the spine and to roll out the muscles like a foam roller, except you are the foam roller and the ground is the tool. Okay? If you want to take a little bit of a beginner version, AJ is going to touch the floor. There you go. He's sick of rocking. Okay, touching the floor, up and down. That just eliminates a bit of ab stability towards the end so that you can just take a little break in between each rep. Okay, our last exercise of this Pilates routine is the 100. It's called the 100 because it involves doing 100 reps of the exercise. So AJ is just going to get into position here, and before he starts, we're just going to get a few key points in place here. So his legs are supine, 90 degrees, his shoulders are up off the ground, his abs are engaged. He's going to complete 5 reps or 5 pulses of the arms completely straight, and then 5 with the legs straight, and 5 with the legs in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Complete 100 reps. If you want to make it a little easier, you can go one leg at a time just to take a little bit of pressure off the lower abs. Okay, this is a tough exercise. If you need to take a break in between, maybe split between 50 and 50 if you're a beginner, do so. Okay, that's the routine. AJ will sign you out.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next Pilates video with Michael.
I think, AJ, I've cut my head out, so we're going to cut this out. I just turned back and it's just my jaw talking. I think you're okay there.
Good.
The 100.
All right.
Good.
It's fine.
We'll put that good at the very end. We'll just move it.
No, it's fine.
AJ is... Oh wait, don't start yet. Because I have to say do 5 and then 5. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You're wearing yourself. It's like the bloopers at the end of a film or something. Okay, AJ's going to demonstrate now why it's very important to keep your abs tucked in.
What else?
You're meant to come up when you disengage your abs, that your legs sit you up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now straighten. You're meant to sit up.
I don't understand, man.
Maybe you have such a good core that you can straighten your legs without you sitting up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Okay.